Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go ahead and pick some cards to see what you can be affirming in order for you to get your manifestations, whether that be in your love life, career life, social life, health. Okay, this can really apply to any area of your life. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some cards from my Law of Assumption deck to see what you can be affirming right now to get your manifestations fast. This is like a mix between an energy reading and just like Law of Assumption based manifestation advice. So yeah, whatever you manifested this video, so you get to decide whatever the heck this is. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with picking the affirmations here. Okay, so I really like this one. I know and trust that everything always works out in my favor. Okay, I know and trust that everything works out in my favor. If you have a hard time believing or trusting, even just saying it's easy for me to believe, it's easy for me to trust, okay, everything does work out in my favor, it's always worked out in my favor, you will eventually start seeing your manifestations through that perspective. Okay, so there's this thing called the reticular activating system, or the RAS, which is just cells at the bottom of your brain, I believe, that literally filters things out based on your perception, based on what you tell it, which dictates your perception. So I'll give you an example. If you Google, is coffee good for my brain? Does coffee make you smarter? You're gonna get Google results with articles that favor the search that, coffee makes you smarter. But if you Google, oh, is coffee bad for your brain? Is it bad for your health? Then you're gonna get Google search results that cater to the question that you asked, the language that you used in the question that you asked. That's why language is so important. That's why affirmations work. Okay, the Google algorithm, computer algorithms are not really that much different than real life. Okay, so the real life algorithm, if you will. So that's definitely something that I want you to take away. Like when I saw this on TikTok, actually. It was a similar example. I think the guy I think his example was like, oh, does coffee improve eyesight? And I kind of modified it to like, does coffee make you smarter? Because actually that is something that I looked up. I don't want to completely copy it, but I'm like, wait, that makes so much sense. Okay, like that is literally how life works. Okay, life works based on what you tell yourself, the words that you tell yourself. Okay, that's why when you're manifesting something, you'll see signs of that thing, you'll see certain angel numbers, because that is what your mind is you know geared to internalize, or like that is what your mind has internalized, and that's being reflected in your 3D reality. Okay, I say this a lot in my videos, but reality is a projection of your consciousness. So if you want to see positive things happen, then say nice things. Okay, stop complaining, stop saying that money is hard to make, men are bad, women are bad, dating is hard, love is hard, it's hard to find quality dating partners in the city that I'm in. I know I struggled with this a lot because I live in New York City, and I have heard horror stories of dating men in the city, and I told myself it doesn't have to be that way, and then I eventually found someone really good. So yeah, I mean, it's literally just a matter of the story you're telling yourself. And some people say things like, oh, it's harder to find better people the older you get, or life ends at like this and this age for this type of person. Like I there are some people whose careers didn't even start until their 40s, 50s, even 60s, and they ended up being like some of the most successful people ever. Okay, some people didn't find like real true love until their 30s or 40s or whatever. My point is, just stop internalizing things that you don't want to hear. Actually, I wanted to bring up this example of aging because I think a lot of us are we get in the way of ourselves when it comes to manifesting, because we're scared of time, because we're looking at other people, we're comparing our lives to other people. Okay, I know some people can definitely relate to this, but maybe a lot of your friends are happily married or in relationships, and maybe it's you're not at that level yet. That doesn't mean you never will be. And stop comparing yourself to other people, because comparison is the thief of joy. Okay, same with jobs. Just because you don't have the perfect job yet doesn't mean you never will. But one thing you can do to get that job faster is to stop giving attention to the fact, or to the not even fact, it's not even a fact, to the notion or idea or reality that you don't have it. Okay, so whatever you experience in your reality, you literally just have to, that you don't like, you have to come up with a counter affirmation like, oh, I have a job that I love. Actually, I'm in the best job ever. Okay, um I'm in the best relationship ever. My boyfriend is so nice to me. My girlfriend cares about me so much. My girlfriend's so supportive. My boyfriend's so supportive. I feel so loved. I feel so secure in my relationship. Okay. I have more than enough money that I know what to do with. I have the best apartment. I live in the best city. I have the best social life, the best career life. My life is just thriving in every way possible. Okay. So, yeah, just, whatever you tell yourself is what you're going to see in your reality. And I just explained to you why. This is because of the reticular activating system. If you want to learn more about it, literally just Google, the science behind the RAS, or reticular activating system. And I promise you, you will, it does work. Okay. Maybe it takes a little bit of quote unquote time, but once you say certain things to yourself, okay, you form new neural pathways that align with whatever it is that you want to see. I know if you've been following me for a while, this is not new information, but there could be new people watching this. So I do want to let you know that it's not hard to form neural pathways. It's not hard to think differently. It's not hard to see what you want in your external reality at all. And that's also something you have to tell yourself. It's not hard. It's easy. It's so easy for me to manifest the life that I want. It's always been easy for me to get what I want in the way that I want it. Okay. It's always been easy for me to list specific things. It's so easy for me to manifest a specific person. It's so easy for me to manifest being in a good relationship. It's so easy for me to feel loved and supported at all times. It's so easy for me to make money fast. It's so easy for me, to yeah, just live my best life. I like blanket affirmations. I literally just like saying, like, I am living, my best life right now. My life is perfect. I'm in my most abundant timeline. So that's also something you can be saying. Okay, let's go and pick one more card. Yeah, I have all my desires right now. Okay, so I drew this little diagram about, like, the past and the future, and the present moment here, which is bigger than the other two. So yeah, again, worrying about the future is taking away from the present moment. Worrying about the past, which isn't even real, it's just in your mind, is also taking away from the present moment. You are reborn every single day, and you have to come from that perspective. Okay, if, let's say, you are trying to manifest a relationship with someone, okay, you're trying to manifest a specific person, or just a new person, or you just want love, you have to stop thinking about all the times you felt that betrayal, where you've been hurt in the past, where you were talking to someone and, like, you realized they were talking to other people, or whatever it may be. Okay, there's, like, so many different circumstances. I don't even want to list them out here. Just because that happened to you in the past doesn't mean that has to be your future. Stop bringing that energy into the present, because what happens in the present does essentially dictate the future. So if you're spending so much time, like, like, not creating a new reality in the present, and living from that old reality, living from that your old self, your old state of consciousness, then yeah, guess what's going to happen in the future? You're just going to keep reliving the past and not be able to break these patterns and cycles. Okay, so the best way to do that is to just tell yourself that, like, hey, this is a new day, this is a new relationship, this is a new job. I know I'm going to excel, thrive, and succeed at everything I do. I know I have a bright future. I know that this is going to be successful. I trust that this will be successful. Okay, and yeah, just watch your future unfold beautifully in front of you. Okay, watch you live in your most abundant timeline in the future, but stop being a victim to your past. You are not your past. Okay, I get that we're humans, we have feelings and emotions. Feel all the feelings that you need to, but stop thinking that the negative things from the past are going to carry on into the future, because that is simply not true. I will give you an example. I know I have given this example a lot in my videos, but it's something that is still in my life right now, so I'm, like, really happy and grateful for it. But when I was in college, I didn't really have the best internships. Okay, I mean, they were fine, but they weren't, like, big prestigious internships. And I honestly, like, when I was applying for jobs, full-time jobs, in my senior year, I thought that I wouldn't get a full-time job, because I didn't really have, like, a high-paying internship. I was earning minimum wage, and I ended up getting a six-figure job. Okay, even though I had no idea what a six-figure job felt like. That was not in my past at all. Like, I didn't know financial stability or abundance at all in college, but I still ended up getting that job. Just like a lot of people, they've been in relationships or situationships or whatever that didn't work out, but, like, now they're happily married. Just because it didn't happen in the past doesn't mean it can never happen. And also, something that I want to let you know is that you know a lot more now than you did in the past. You are literally operating from a higher state or level of consciousness now than from the past. So that's why, if you're scared that the past is going to repeat itself again, that fear is valid, but also realize you're wiser, smarter, more knowledgeable. You probably have better boundaries now if you've been at this for a while, or you've been um, studying the law, doing self-concept affirmations, self-love, all of that. Okay, so you got to give yourself more credit. You are not repeating the past. This is a new future, new reality that you're stepping into. Okay, because you stepped into the new version of yourself. And yeah, TLDR, trust yourself. Okay, or too long didn't listen. Trust yourself. You've done the work. Now be in the state of receiving. I'm ready to receive all my desires. I'm ready to receive, insert specific things, because there's only so much you can do. Okay, just like think of life as a test. Like there's only so much you can prepare for a test, right? Like no one ever has to read the entire textbook to ace a test. I've never, even the hardest classes that I've taken in college, and trust me, I majored in computer science, there were a lot of hard classes. It was never about memorizing the textbook. It was about using what I learned. It was about implementing what I learned. Okay, it was about um, like just, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was gonna give this whole spiel about logic, but then that would kind of like, contradict the whole thing about manifestation isn't logical. But it's about, actually, in terms of manifestation, implementing your affirmation. Stop spending so much time, like, reading about this, that. I mean, unless you want to, unless it helps things click for you, then do that. But I do know that, some of you watching this maybe, need to spend more time actually affirming, scripting, visualizing, rather than, continuing to look for validation, or you need to do this or you need to do that. I think it's okay to do that time to time, but if you've been finding yourself like binging and haven't actually implemented it, I think if you implement it and simultaneously binge, I think that also somehow works fine. But it works well, honestly. That's just my assumption. But yeah, if you're just like constantly looking for validation that things are working, this, that, this is your sign to go out there and, like, find out for yourself, create your own reality. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, I will go ahead and end the not reading but video right here. I really hope this helps. I do want to let you know that I offer manifestation coaching, also custom mixed subliminals, and I do have a guide out on my Etsy that you can use to manifest a specific person, soulmate love, or yeah, really any type of love. So if you are interested in that, check out the description box below where you will see my website, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much. Love and light.